Yeah. The same dirt diamond on the Friday lights, same town showing up every night. Names change, years roll by, but this game never said goodbye. From hand-me-down gloves to brand new dreams, every era left something in these seams. You don't replace what built this ground, you stand on it and play it loud. If this field could talk, it'd tell you all. Every pitch matters in this town. This is Decatur, this is how we play. 9 innings, no shortcuts, earn it every day. Stand up, let it ring, from the bleachers to the wall. This town plays ball with the Decatur Bean Ballers. Beanball baller, beanball baller.
We welcome you inside Community Field here in Burlington, Iowa for an interleague prospect matchup as we wrap up Week 3 here against the Burlington Bees, your Decatur Bean Ballers, who come in 7-9 on the year, take on the Bees, who come in at 6-10 out of the Western Conference in the Prospect League. But good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here on the official YouTube channel for your Decatur Bean Ballers. I'm Truman Griessel, joined alongside me, Daniel Herzog. And Daniel, last night, one of the most impressive wins for the Bean Ballers this season, a 5-0 shutout, their first shutout victory of the season against the Lafayette Aviators, who had been running through people. And now you come here today and a chance for Decatur to get a winning week here in Week 3 and get back to 8-9 headed into Week 4.
Yeah, it's been a backwards week for the Bean Ballers. 2 wins over teams that were in first place or are in first place, and 2 losses against 2 struggling teams. So we'll see how this one goes today here in Burlington.
Well, we will step aside, and we will have starting lineups and the starting pitchers coming up right after this here on the official YouTube channel for your Decatur Bean Ballers. It's a gorgeous 72 degrees here in Burlington, Iowa. Puffy white clouds dot the skies. 15-mile-per-hour winds blowing from left field to right field here at Community Field. 338 down the left field line, 375 to the left center field power alley, 403 to dead center, 365 to right center field, and 318 a short porch down the right field line. But it's your Decatur Bean Ballers looking to get back 8-9 on the season. They're looking for their 8th win. They're also looking to make it a 3-2 week in the Prospect League, still chasing down the Du Bois County Bombers, who lead the Central Division at 10-7. So the Bean Ballers 2.5 games back, looking to decrease that margin. Here today, as we got your starting lineups for you. First, for your Decatur Bean Ballers, leading off and playing right field will be number 26, Misael Maldonado. Batting second in center field, number 15, Matthew Novominski. Batting third, getting the DHing duties this afternoon, O'Neal Feliz. Jackson Snitko, number 25, will play first in bat cleanup. Number 31, Moises Febriette will bat fifth and play in the hot corner. Jackson Miller, number 21, will bat sixth and do the catching duties. Keegan Farnes batting seventh and playing second base. Number 28, Carter Rich, will bat eighth and play shortstop. And number 37, Brandon Schultz, will bat ninth in left, with Baron Odom, number 24, on the mound. Again, that's Maldonado, Novominski, Feliz, Snitko, Febriette, Miller, Farnes, Rich, and Schultz, with Odom on the mound. Quinn Wilfong, number 32, makes the start for Burlington, his first start of this summer. As the Bees in purple, magenta, and pink uniforms tributing to striking out cancer. Black hats, yellow bills with bees on the front, and home white pants. As for your Bean Ballers, in their green alternate Soy City jerseys with Soy City in blue written across the chest. Big blue numbers on the bottom left-hand side, as well as on the back, and then road gray pants with blue socks. But we are ready for baseball here at Community Field. Truman Griessel, Daniel Herzog here with you, as it is Misael Maldonado to get the Bean Ballers started. First pitch of the day is popped straight up on the infield. Krebs at second base backs up. He's got it. And one pitch, one out here. First pitch, 3:59 Central Time here in Burlington.
Yeah, first pitch hacking for Maldonado. Typically a very patient guy at the plate. Must have seen something he really liked from Wilfong, but just got under it a little too much and popped it up for an easy out number one.
So one out in the inning. Now Matthew Novominski. Wilfong working out of the stretch. First pitch to Novominski, outside corner for a strike. The defense behind Wilfong. Across the infield, Rowan Badgeron at third. Juan Fernandez at short. Lucas Krebs at second. Novominski hacks over another pitch, 0-2. Lucas Krebs at second and Keila Teixeira at first. His catcher will be P.J. Hamill, and then in the outfield, Troy Peltz in left, Jace Figueroa in center, and Colt Kurzman in right. The 0-2's upstairs to Novominski. Comes in hitting just .256 on the summer. Got the night off last night against Lafayette, went 1 for 5 with an RBI last time we saw him on Friday in Springfield. And he swings over the top of a fastball. And he strikes out. First strikeout victim for Wilfong.
Yeah, Novominski's been scuffling a little bit at the plate since really the start of this week. Since that home run he hit against Du Bois County, it seems like hasn't quite been the same. That was a high for him, a high for the Bean Ballers team. It's sort of been a letdown since then.
Now it's O'Neal Feliz, arguably the hottest hitter in this Bean Ballers order. 6 consecutive games with a hit. Curveball drops low for ball one. Feliz had a multi-hit effort last night, 2 for 4 against the Aviators, including a double. He crushed into center field in the first inning. The 1-0. Upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes from Wilfong.
Yeah, I like the patient approach to start this at-bat for Feliz. He had a first pitch out to Maldonado, and then Novominski down on strikes on just 4 pitches. Maybe making Wilfong throw a few more pitches before the end of the inning.
Cuts and misses at a fastball. Comes up empty for strike one. Ballers, their 2 wins on the week have been against 2 impressive teams. The Danville Dans, as well as the Lafayette Aviators last night. Their 2 losses, though, to the Alton River Dragons and then their rivals, the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes. 2-1 curveball drops low, 3-1. And Daniel, it's fair to mention the road woes the Bean Ballers have had. They come into this matchup just 1-6 on the road compared to their 6-3 home record at Workman Family Baseball Field. 3-1 from Will Fong. Hammered into left, racing over his Peltz, and he's got it to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for Quinn Wilfong here in the first. Baron Odom will take the bump when we come back here on the official YouTube channel for your Decatur Bean Ballers. Baron Odom makes his second start of the week. Started back on Tuesday against the Danville Dans. Overall, it's his 8th appearance for the Bean Ballers. Comes in 1-0 with a 3 ERA in 12 innings pitched. And he will face a Burlington Bees lineup that has struggled. Comes in second to worst in terms of batting average, just hitting .228 as a team. The lineup that will face Odom leading off and playing center field, Jace Figueroa. Batting second will be Juan Fernandez at short. Lucas Krebs, the second baseman, bats third. Keila Teixeira bats fourth in the cleanup spot and plays first base. Troy Peltz bats fifth and is in left. Dalton Miller, the designated hitter, will bat sixth. PJ Hamill will bat seventh and get the catching duties. Rowan Badgeron will bat eighth and be in the hot corner at third. And then Colt Kurzman will bat ninth and play right field again. That's Figueroa, Fernandez, Krebs, Teixeira, Peltz, Miller, Hamill, Badgeron, Kurzman. But Daniel, he faces a lineup, and it'll be a lot of different moving pieces out of the bullpen for Decatur. Odom expected only to go 2, as this is another bullpen game for the Bean Ballers.
Yeah, Odom, this is his second start this week. He got 2 innings against the Danville Dans to start things off, only gave up a run. The rest of the Bean Ballers bullpen only gave up 1 more run the rest of the way with that one, and ended up walking it off in thrilling fashion on a single from Jackson Miller. It's been an up-and-down week, though, for the bullpen.
Figueroa's first pitch hacking, dribbles it toward the Bean Ballers dugout for strike 1. In 4 of Odom's 7 appearances on the season, he has given up a run. Only 1 of those has he given up 2, though. 2 has been his most, but when he's only going about an inning or 2 innings, love that to be lower. Is on a hop to short. Carter Rich has it, double clutches and throws, and Figueroa beats it out. Infield single to start the day for the Bees.
Yeah, this one is blasted. It lands right in front of Rich. He takes a great short hop job fielding it, but then he second guesses himself. He double clutches, not sure whether he had a bad grip on the ball or what the reason was for that hesitation, but it allows the leadoff runner to reach, and now a runner on, nobody out for the Bees.
First career hit for Figueroa in a Bees uniform. Now another lefty digs in, Juan Fernandez. First pitch is above the belt for ball 1. Fernandez comes in the second leading hitter on this Bees roster. He's just one of 3 players hitting over 300. 304 coming into this matchup. Slide step from Odom. Pitch is low. Bees don't steal many bases. 19th in the league with just 24. They have yet to be caught, but they're not a very aggressive team on the base paths. 2-0. In there. 2-1. We've seen how the catchers have struggled this week, Daniel, throwing out base runners, whether it's been Feliz, Gage Reynolds, or Jackson Miller. 2-1 from Odom. Figueroa takes off. This one slapped to the left side and under the diving glove of Febriette. Figueroa keeps the feet moving. He's into third. And the Bees have runners at the corners with nobody out.
Yeah, you mentioned not a lot of stealing done by the Bees, but Bean Ballers catchers have been struggling. This, my guess is it was actually a design hit and run and not just a straight steal of second, but a great job. Carter Rich running over to cover the second base bag and then just put the other way by Fernandez. Now first and third, nobody out.
Lucas Krebs, a right-handed hitter, digs in. Taking off first pitch to second base is Fernandez. Throw down from Miller. In time to get him. A laser from Jackson Miller. Guns down Fernandez for out number one.
Yeah, we were just talking about how the Bean Ballers catchers have been struggling. Part of that is due to the pitchers. I feel like so far this week, a lot of runners have been getting great jumps off Bean Ballers pitching.
Breaking ball tails away from Krebs 2-0. You know, this happened last night, Daniel. Was that another double announcer jinx on my behalf? I said the Bees had yet to be caught stealing, and I said the Ballers had trouble throwing runners out. The 2-0 inside. It's now 3-0.
Well, what I do like is last night the announcer jinx went against the Bean Ballers, as you were talking about the hitting struggles of Rodney Rachel, then lined a double down the third base line. Tonight, it is in the benefit of the Bean Ballers as they catch a runner stealing.
3-0 to Krebs. Fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike one.
So I do appreciate that in this case, you're recognizing the power you have as an announcer to make an announcer jinx and using it for our benefit.
3-1's upstairs from Odom. So Krebs draws the walk. It puts runners back at the corners, but now with one away for Keila Teixeira. For Krebs, it's his second on the team, 13th walk. And it brings in Teixeira. 243 is the right-handed hitting first baseman. Nine hits so far up to this summer. Taking off for second is Krebs. Miller won't even get a throw off this time, as Krebs swipes second.
Yeah, with that one, it was another of what we're talking about. Just big jumps off the pitcher, barely taking a peek over there from Odom. And Krebs has that in his bag.
1-0 from Odom. Inside corner, strike one. Teixeira comes in, 8 runs driven in. He's got Jace Figueroa at third, and Lucas Krebs at second. Takes a hearty hack, fouls it off straight back into the netting. Ball and 2 strikes. Now on the Bees' first baseman. Who's had a struggle to start June. Hit 286 in May, 217 so far here in June. Curveball's fouled off outside of third. Well, if there's anything he does, it's slug. 5 of his 9 hits have gone for extra bases, including a team-high 4 doubles. A double would certainly score 2 runs here in the first. One-two offering from Odom. Grounded foul outside of third again.
Yeah, Odom's been working that inside part of the plate a lot, really. He's been away to lefties, inside to righties. That's now several pitches right in on the hands to Teixeira.
Another 1-2. Fouled off, this time to the first base side. And this battle continues. Infield is back for Decatur. Jackson Snitko over at first is in on the grass. But it seems like they're willing to concede a run for an out. Another 1-2. This one's upstairs. Count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Teixeira did have a pair of RBIs last night against the Dans. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Outside. Count has gone full. John Tony also mentioned he'd love to keep all their pitchers they used today under 45 pitches. 9th pitch of this long battle. Clips Teixeira, and he'll head down to first. Bases are now loaded with still only 1 out.
Yeah, again, Odom has been missing, or rather just working that inside part of the plate. This one runs a little too inside, grabs a piece of Teixeira. Not the worst situation to have a hit by pitch or a free pass given out, because now there's a force at every base. You can get something at home. It's just now the pitch count really racking up after a 5-pitch walk to Krebs, and now a very long at-bat to Teixeira that ends without an out. So still only 1 out, and now you have the bases juiced.
Free passes have been Odom's kryptonite. Came in with 14 walks through his 12 innings pitched. And his last time out, Friday against the Horseshoes, in his inning and a third, he gave up just 1 run on 1 hit, but he walked 2, and he also hit 2 batters. Well, he's walked and hit a batter in this inning. And Troy Peltz, the left-handed hitting left fielder, will now dig in with the hive full of bees. Peltz comes in a .233 hitter, making his 15th start for Burlington here in 2026. And he clubs one high in the air, deep to right field, tailing into the corner, and it's foul. Gave it a good ride, but it's just a long strike one.
Strike one. With that being said, I don't know if I'd hit the same spot again if I'm Odom. Just got under it way out in front. Lucky that one goes foul.
0-1 offering, backdoor breaking ball misses. Ball and a strike to the Lincoln, Nebraska native. Peltz played in just one of the 2 games of the doubleheader in Danville yesterday. 1-1 fastball low is 2-1. He played in the first game of the doubleheader, went 0 for 2 with a walk in that 7-2 loss to the Dans. 2-1 from Odom. Upstairs. 3 balls and a strike. Odom at risk of walking in the game's first run.
I think after that first foul ball, he's been a little scared to even find the zone, and missed 3 times.
3-1. Outside corner. Full count. Payoff pitch from Odom. Grounded to short. Rich has it. Goes to second for 1. Farnes over to first. Not in time. Peltz beats it out, and the Bees are on the board first.
Designated hitter number 21, Dalton Miller.
Jace Figueroa scores, and it's 1-0 Burlington on the RBI ground out from Troy Peltz.
That one sharply hit off the bat of Peltz, but it takes Rich down to a knee, takes him a little bit of time, and the throw actually takes Farnes off the bag away from first. He gets the out at second, but has to take some time to get his momentum back moving towards first, and Peltz is on with an RBI force out.
First pitch to the designated hitter, Dalton Miller drops in for a strike.
That was the first time Odom has actually gotten an out on contact. The first out was Jackson Miller catching a runner.
The 0-1, grounded to the left side. Fabriette has it. He'll underhand flip to Farnes at second for the force out to retire the side. But the Bees get a run on a couple of hits, a walk and a hit by pitch. They strike first here in Burlington. We're headed to the second. Ballers trail 1-0. Back here, top of the second in this interleague prospect league matchup between the Western Conference Burlington Bees and your Eastern Conference dwelling Decatur Bean Ballers. And as we start the second, your Ballers trail early 1-0. Bees struck first on a couple of singles, a walk, a hit by a pitch, and just used to put the ball in play. And the Ballers now trail early here, and one of the few times that they have been not the team to score first on the road. While they are 1-6 on the road, in 5 of their 7 games before today, they had been the one to score first. Overall, they've been outscored 59-34 coming into this one, outside the friendly confines of Workman Family Baseball Field. And it'll be the middle of the Ballers order: Snitko, Febriette, and Miller chasing a run here in the second. Snitko, the Ballers' leading hitter, 346. And he takes the first pitch upstairs from Quinn Wilfong. We got the Ballers in order in the top half of the first, including a strikeout of Matthew Novominski. It's now 2-0. Curveball loops outside to the left-handed hitting Snitko. Snitko had a pair of hits last night, both singles against the Aviators. 2-0. Upstairs, 3-0. With Moises Febriette standing on deck. Three O's also upstairs, so 4 straight misses from Quinn Wilfong to start the second, and the Ballers have their first base runner.
It was a really quick first inning for Wilfong, only 10 pitches, but now a 4-pitch walk to start things off. Hopefully the Bean Ballers can get their scoring started early.
10th walk of the season drawn by Snitko brings in Moises Febriette. First pitch to Febriette is low. 1-0, 5 straight misses from Wilfong. Febriette in just his 4th game, hitting .231 after going 0 for 4 with a walk drawn last night against Lafayette. 1-0 off the hands, flared out towards right. Hugging the line is Kurzman, and he's got it. 1 down.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Wilfong to just find the zone. A very aggressive bat that Febriette has. Just gets onto this one, and Kurzman was playing very strong the opposite way. An easy catch for him right at the line.
Catcher Jackson Miller digs in. First pitch to him, he ropes it foul off the Bean Ballers dugout. Miller got the night off last night. His last start came on Friday in Springfield, went 0 for 4 in the duel on I-72 Part 2. Left-handed hitting catcher in Miller. 0-1's upstairs. Ball and a strike now. Miller has just 4 hits in his 26 at-bats up to this point, but 3 of them have gone for extra bases. So when he connects, it's going a long way. Foul tips it back into the mid of Hamill for strike 2. He's also what we determined while watching batting practice with the team earlier, that Jackson Miller leads the team in broken bats. He's hoping to keep his bat intact here, down a ball and 2 strikes. Wilfong delivers upstairs, back pick towards first. Snitko dives back in. 2-2 on Miller.
And they were asking him in batting practice what his favorite broken bat was. Took him a while to answer, and then a suggestion, which he then chose, was the broken bat he had before his walk-off single in his at-bat in the 9th inning against the Dans Monday, or rather Tuesday.
Gets jammed, but fouls it straight back. Count remains 2-2. 2-2 offering from Wilfong. Snitko takes off for second. Ball is up, pitch thrown down, in time to get him. The throw was high, but Fernandez was able to hang on, and Snitko's caught stealing.
Yeah, definitely did not get the best jump on this one. There was plenty of time to get him. The throw down ran high on Fernandez, but Fernandez, a tall guy at short, pulled it back down.
Payoff pitch lined into center, slicing away from the center fielder, Figueroa, and it gets by him all the way to the wall. Miller's digging for three. He'll be there, sliding in feet first with a 2-out triple.
Wow, and now the caught stealing means the Bean Ballers don't tie it on that hit. This one's blistered out to center. Catches the wind right into the teeth of it, so it falls a little shorter than it typically would, and Figueroa not able to get to it. He tries laying out, but it goes by, and instead what possibly would have been a single had he just played it straight up, ends up with a triple.
Breaking ball's in for a strike to Keegan Farnes. And he talked about when Jackson Smiller connects with it, it goes a long way. And this wind that's gusting at about 15 miles an hour, left field foul pole to right field foul pole, took that ball for a ride. Farnes chases another breaking ball in the dirt. He's quickly down 0-2. The tying run at second here early, top of the second. Burlington Bees up 1-0.
So that means Miller is now hit for the cycle this week. He has 4 hits, 1 of each.
0-2's outside to Farnes. Too bad it wasn't in one game. It doesn't really count, but you know, we'll give him style points. 1-2 from Wilfong. Dribbled up the middle. Wilfong gloves it, pops out of his glove for a second. He can't pick it up. Underhand flips, and it pulls the first baseman Teixeira off the bag. A comedy of errors from Quinn Wilfong, and the Ballers have tied it in the second.
Yeah, Wilfong seemed just panicked as soon as he dropped that one. It goes right into his glove, starts turning to run towards first and then flip it. Falls out of his glove, goes to grab it, drops it again, and then flips it frantically. And Farnes, with plenty of speed, is there in time. Had he just maybe tossed it over rather than just flipping it, I think he might have beaten Farnes, and the Bees would have still had the lead.
Fastball bounces into Carter Rich, the 8-hole hitter. Farnes now taking off her second. Curveball's low, throwing a hop in from Hamill. This time, not in time. Keegan Farnes swipes second and moves into scoring position. Now on his team-leading 10th stolen base of the season.
Yeah, Farnes, plenty of speed, sliding head first in there just under the throw and the tag from Lucas Krabs at second.
2-0 to Rich. Dribbled the short. Fernandez has got it, whips it across for out number 3, but the Ballers tie it after a 2-out triple from Jackson Miller and an error from Quinn Wilfong. Headed to the home half of the second. We're knotted up at 1. Just one inning is all the Bean Ballers get out of Baron Odom as Grayson Robertson takes over here in the bottom of the second. And after last night, he put on a performance at the plate, going 3 for 4, a couple of RBIs and a double during the All-Heart Player of the Game. He now comes out the next day, and he'll get a chance on the mound for the second time this week. He struggled but got through 3 shutout innings against the Dans on Tuesday. Just 1 hit and a couple of strikeouts, but free passes were his issue. But he gets the bottom of the order, 7-8-9 here for the Bees in the second.
Yeah, Robertson did his job aplenty yesterday with the bat. Now he's asked to go out to the mound after just an inning from Baron Odom.
P.J. Hamill digs in to lead off. He lines one to center. Novominski to his right, and he falls down and makes the grab. A tumbling grab out in center made by Novominski robs P.J. Hamill of a leadoff hit.
Yeah, balls are just dying today out in the gaps. Novominski is able to get to this one, unlike Figueroa was on the triple from Jackson Miller. This one just dies on him, has to turn in and sprint, but makes a diving catch for out number 1.
Now it's Rowan Badgeron, and the first pitch to him drills him in the small of the back. Badgeron gives the Bees a 1-out base runner. First time Badgeron's been a hit this summer. Bees came in with just 27 times they've been plunked. Last summer, they got hit 114 times, which led the Prospect League. Slider drops in for a strike on the outer part of the plate to Colt Kurzman, who rounds out this Burlington lineup. They got hit on average 2 times per game last year in the Prospect League. Check over at first. Badgeron's back in. And 2025 was the best year for Burlington since they've been in the Prospect League. Since 2021, it was their first playoff appearance last year before they ultimately lost to the Clinton Lumber Kings in the divisional round as the breaking ball's below the zone for ball 1. Kurzman comes in hitting just .217. Pitches low, taking off for second. He'll be in there without a throw. Is Badgeron. Jackson Miller couldn't get a grip on the ball.
Yeah, Miller got up out of his crouch to throw down, but left the ball on the ground. So stolen base for Badgeron with no contest from Miller.
It's Badgeron's first of the season. The 2-1. Fisted off the hands to right. Tails Maldonado back right in front of the warning track. He makes the grab, tagging and heading for third is Badgeron. And he'll bring up the top of the lineup with 2 outs.
Yeah, ball's seeming to carry a lot more to straightaway right than to center or left. This one right off the hands of Kurzman, but took Maldonado all the way just shy of the warning track at the short porch in right, and now the taking back the lead, the Bees have a runner just 90 feet away.
First pitch is outside to Jace Figueroa. He reached on an infield single to lead off the game for Burlington, eventually came around to score the game's opening run. The 1-0. Blooped into shallow center. Long run Novominski. In comes Rich, but it's Novominski who calls him off and makes the grab to retire the side. One man reaches and gets to third for Burlington, but Robertson throws up a 0. We're headed to the third. 1-1, Ballers and Bees. You go, I'm chewing.
Start of the third inning here at Community Field. The Bean Ballers and Burlington Bees all tied up at 1. The Bees got their run back in the first. Bean Ballers tied it up in the second. Bean Ballers, as my broadcast partner Truman Griessel has mentioned so far several times on this broadcast, really struggling on the road. Just 1-6 so far this season compared to 6-3 in the friendly confines of Workman Family Field, and it seems the Burlington Bees have that same problem. Just 3-8 on the road, 3-2 here at Community Field. Small sample size, but a lot more successful at home than on the road. It's 9-1-2 due up for the Bean Ballers. Brandon Schultz, Misael Maldonado, and Matthew Novominski to face Quinn Wilfong, the starter for Burlington, on for his third inning of work.
You know, I imagine if we keep saying the Ballers have struggled on the road, eventually they'll win and continue to win on the road.
First pitch to Schultz, shows bunt, bunts it down the third base line, fielding it barehanded. Bergeron throws to first on a dime and gets Schultz by half a step. A close play at first, but a nice barehanded play made by Bergeron.
Yeah, it was a great play made. Over there in the hot corner from Bergeron, came charging in, read the hands from Schultz. He was playing a little back, but great closing speed, and then on the run, bare hand, that ball just kind of bounced right into his hand, and then threw a dart over to first to Teixeira. Beat Schultz by about half a step.
So now Misael Maldonado digs in, popped out his first time up, takes a breaking ball for strike one. Maldonado last night was just 1 for 4 as he takes a ball high from Wilfong, but back on Friday against the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes, the Bean Ballers right fielder went 3 for 4 with a 2-run home run. So possesses plenty of power. The 1-1 lofted in the air in shallow left, coming in and under it, making the catch is the left fielder Troy Peltz. For out number 2, soft contact off the bat of Maldonado, and the batter is Matthew Novominski. Bases empty and 2 outs.
Yeah, it's got under it right there from Maldonado, but nice job from Peltz. That ball got blown in. He had to run a long way, but he stayed with it.
First pitch on the outside corner on a fastball for strike one. Novominski scuffling of late, struck out his first time up. The 0-1 fouled at the plate. Strike two now. Back in center field tonight after the off day yesterday. Brandon Abernathy gets the off day in the outfield, as does Trevor Geiss. The 0-2 to Novominski, taken upstairs, ball one. It seems that when Wilfong misses, it tends to be up a lot. There have been a lot of misses upstairs. 1-2 to Novominski. Tapped at the plate, grounded right side, fielded by the first baseman, flip to Wilfong covering the bag, and there's out number 3. So the Bean Ballers go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the third, still knotted up at 1. You're listening to the Decatur Bean Ballers on the official YouTube channel of the Bean Ballers. Bottom of the third here at Community Field. The Decatur Bean Ballers and Burlington Bees all tied up at 1. For the Bees, it's 2-3-4. Juan Fernandez, Lucas Krebs, and Kayla Teixeira. Fernandez singled his first time up and then was caught stealing second. First pitch from Grayson Robertson. Downstairs and away, ball 1. Robertson on for his second inning of work. Pitched around a hit by pitch to Rowan Badgeron. This one grounded right side, fielded by Farnes at second. Tosses to Snitko for out number 1.
That's a great job from Robertson. Got 3 flyouts last inning, but that time low in the zone. Gets Fernandez to ground out, and Farnes sure-handed as ever over there at second base. That's an easy play to make. And those are that light contact you loving to see out of Robertson.
So now Lucas Krebs at the plate, the second baseman for the Bees. First pitch from Robertson, swung on and missed for strike 1. Krebs walked, stole a base, and was stranded on third back in the first inning. One of 3 free passes, the only walk of the day for the Bees. The 0-1, breaking ball lined up the middle, through for a base hit. Nova Minsky cuts it off in center, but it's a 1-out single for Lucas Krebs, and the Bees have a runner aboard.
Yeah, just a pitch right in the middle of a plate, and Krebs is a good hitter. He's going to line that back up the middle.
Now, Kayla Teixeira at the plate. Was hit by a pitch his last time up. Dancing off of first, a pickoff throw, but back in time is Krebs. Robertson, a tall, slender right-hander. First pitch fouled off to the right. Strike 1 to Teixeira.
And I'm sure he didn't imagine he'd also have quite the starting position on the mound, getting plenty of innings possibly later in this summer. He thought he'd be a main guy at the plate, and we showed that last night. Now he gets a chance on the mound.
The 0-1 inside for ball 1. Teixeira had a long at-bat in the first inning against Baron Odom, was hit by a pitch on a full count. 1-1 home, fouled off the screen, 1-2. Teixeira comes in hitting .243 over 37 at-bats. Just 9 hits, but 5 of those for extra bases, a long ball, and 4 doubles. The 1-2 from Robertson. Golfed into right field. Maldonado ranging in and over to the line, makes the catch for out number 2. 2 outs now. A runner still on first for the Bees, and Troy Peltz to the plate.
And Robertson's really not going to overpower you with a lot of velocity, but the way so far, I mean, through an inning and now 2/3 that he's garnered in this outing, he's been able to mix pitches, mix locations, and just keep these Bees hitters off balance just enough that he's induced a lot of light contact.
Another pickoff throw to first. Krebs back in time. Troy Peltz to the plate, hitting from the left side against the righty Robertson. Grounded into a force out his last time up, but hustled it out to plate the first run of the game. Awkward pitch from Robertson. Pitch gets away from Miller. Throw down to second. Not in time. Krebs in under the tag. Looked like a little bit of an awkward landing on the mound from Grayson Robertson.
Well, that ball just bounced in the dirt. Miller tried to save it, but it bounces off the right side of his chest protector. And it was a good read from Krebs. He read that ball down, got a good jump, even though a little bit delayed. Miller almost threw him out, though.
The 1-0 to Peltz. Lined up the middle, threw for a base hit. Novominski goes to cut it off. Krebs gets a wave, and Novominski drops it in center field. And the Bees take the lead as Krebs scores standing up. It's an RBI single for Troy Peltz. And the Bean Ballers trail 2-1 now here at Community Field.
Yeah, just too good of a pitch in the middle of the zone. Peltz just lines it back up the middle, and that's just one of those that it was good base running, good anticipation from Krebs, and a poor pitch from Robertson, and he gives a better pitch that Peltz is able to hammer.
So now Dalton Miller to the plate. Grounded into a force out his last time up. Pops it up on the infield in shallow right field. Ranging over to make the catch is Farnes to retire the side. But the Bees take the lead back on an RBI single from Troy Peltz. They lead 2-1 here at Community Field. We go to the 4th inning. You're listening to the official YouTube channel of the Decatur Bean Ballers. Top of the 4th, 3-4-5 due up for the Bean Ballers, who trail 2-1 here at Community Field in Burlington. The Bees took the lead back in the 3rd inning on an RBI single from Troy Peltz, the left fielder. Now Felice, Snitko, and Febriette due up against the starter Quinn Wilfong on for his 4th inning of work. Felice lined out sharply to left field his last time up. First pitch swing and a miss. Big cut from the Bean Ballers' designated hitter, but comes up empty.
Yeah, gave it a pretty good ride his last time up, but just lined it right at Peltz out and left.
0-1 now the count to Felice. The 0-1 from Wilfong, taken, spiked in the dirt, ball 1. Felice came in today hitting .326. 2 hits yesterday, including a booming double over the head of the center fielder, Adrian Nina. The 1-1 to the plate, fouled off 1-2. The only guy hitting better than Felice in this lineup in terms of batting average is the guy on deck. Jackson Snitko came into today hitting .346 and still hitting .346 as he walked his first time up. 1-2 the count to Felice. Wilfong deals, fouled off behind the screen, out of play again. These two also lead the Bean Ballers in runs batted in. Snitko with 14, Felice with 11. Each of them with 4 doubles on the season. 1-2 still the count to Felice. A windy day here in Iowa. The 1-2. Reached at, grounded to short. A rounding fielding it is Fernandez, who throws to first for out number 1. Felice grounds out, and Snitko now to the plate.
Yeah, just out in front of that pitch, outer part of the plate from Felice, and he knows it too. Just rolled over. Would have liked to see him be a little bit more patient. I mean, wait a few, ticks of a second and push that ball to right. But it's good pitch tunneling from Wilfong to get Felice.
So now Jackson Snitko to the plate. First pitch, breaking ball upstairs for ball one. Snitko walked but was caught stealing second back in the second inning. Would have scored on a triple from Jackson Miller, but instead Miller was the only run for the Bean Ballers in that inning. The 1-0 from Wilfong. Taken for a strike. Fastball at the knees. That was the first time Snitko has been caught stealing in 2 attempts on the season. The 1-1. Lined through for a base hit into right field. Collecting it is the right fielder, Kurzman, who throws it in, but it's a single for Jackson Snitko. And the Bean Ballers have a runner aboard with 1 out. Moises Febriette to the plate.
At the danger running inside to Jackson Snitko. It was a lot of fastballs early in the season. He was laying off the breaking balls, but that's a great swing on an off-speed pitch. Keeping the barrel through the zone, getting good contact, lacing that one into right.
So now Moises Febriette to the plate. Flied out to right his first time up. First pitch to him. Taken downstairs, ball 1. Febriette was hitting .333 through his first 2 games with the Bean Ballers, but 0 for yesterday, and now he's down to .231 coming into today. Swings and misses, reaching at a breaking ball outside the zone. 1-1 now the count. Does have a long ball on the year. That was in his debut on Wednesday at Alton. The 1-1. Breaking ball grounded softly right side. Third baseman to second to first. It's a double play. A 5-4-3 double play ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Bees in control here. 2-1 at Community Field. Two to one in favor of the Burlington Bees here in Burlington, Iowa. The Bean Ballers. Grayson Robertson on the mound for his 3rd inning of work after the opening inning was worked by right-hander Baron Odom. Now 7, 8, 9, bottom of the order due up for the Bees. P.J. Hamill, Rowan Badgeron, and Colt Kurzman. First pitch to Hamill, breaking ball just off the inside corner, ball 1. Robertson from the windup, the 1-0. Misses away, ball 2. Hamill hitting from the right side against the right-hander, Robertson. Has an open stance, but then closes it. The 2-0 chopped right side, and it gets under the glove of Febriette. See how that's scored, but a ground ball through the left side has Hamill aboard. That'll bring up Rowan Badgeron to the plate with nobody out.
That's a tough play from Februet. Might be used to playing on turf these last few days, but just doesn't get his glove low enough. That ball didn't take as big of a hop as he thought it was going to take. It was a tough play nonetheless. Couldn't really go get the in-between hop. Had to wait for the hop, and the hop got him and hopped over him. Hippity hop.
It's ruled a base hit for P.J. Hamill. He's now 1 for 2. Rowan Badgeron at the plate was hit by a pitch and stole a base back in the second, was then stranded on third. 1-0 the count. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike one. One and one count even. Nobody out. Runner on first. Robertson deals. Breaking ball just misses for ball 2. And that's possibly a play that Februet would make at Workman Family Baseball Field on the turf and the bounces that gives, but the lack of bounces here on a grass field. The 2-1 on the outside corner for strike 2. Badgeron came into today hitting right at 250. Just 4 at-bats on the year. Lines this one to left. Coming in and making the catch is the left fielder, Brandon Schultz. Out number 1. Now 1-on-1 out for the right fielder, Colt Kurzman.
Yeah, off the hands. Robertson was able to jam Badgeron. Him just flare one out to left. That's a good pitch, especially a good response after the leadoff single.
Kurzman digs in on the left side. Flew out to right field his first time up. The first pitch. Below the zone for ball 1. That was he himself sort of got jammed on a pitch inside, but still drove it nearly to the warning track. The 1-0. Runner goes, a delayed steal. The throw down from Miller is a strike. And P.J. Hamill caught stealing second. Tried to catch Miller napping, but he was having none of it. Tossed a strike down, and now bases empty. 2 outs with a 2-0 count to Kurzman at the plate.
That's a good job. Good talk. I think I heard Jackson Stinko say runner late, but that's also a good job Carter Rich getting over, knowing he still has to cover the bag, and then a dime from Jackson Miller.
The 2-0, a strike at the knees. 2-1 now the count to Kurzman. The second time today that Miller has caught a runner stealing. The 2-1 from Robertson. Ahead of a breaking ball, fouled back into the Bean Ballers dugout. Now 2-2 the count to Kurzman. Robertson deals. Lined over the head of Farnes at second and into right for a base hit. So after Hamill is caught stealing, Kurzman singles to his pull side, and the top of the order now up 1 on, 2 out for the Bees.
That's another pitch that gets in on a batter from Robertson, but this time, unlike Rowan Badgeron, Colt Kurzman is able to keep his hands inside, and instead of hitting that off the mid part of the bat, it's off the barrel and into right field.
The left-handed hitting center fielder Jace Figueiredo deals in. Takes ball 1 from Robertson. 1 for 2 today. He flew out to end the second, but singled his first time up and scored. The 1-0 from Robertson. Hit the other way. Falling fast into left field. It's down for a base hit off the end of the bat, but back-to-back 2-out singles for the Bees, who have 3 hits in the inning. And now 2 on, 2 out for Burlington in the home half of the 4th.
Yeah, that time it's more just, I'm not going to say luck, but just a swing that, I mean, you'd take from Robertson. It's a weakly hit fly ball. It just lands equidistant between Schultz, Februet, and Rich in the outfield for a hit.
So now To the plate, Juan Fernandez hitting from the left side, the shortstop against Robertson. First pitch misses away, ball one. Fernandez was the other runner caught stealing by Jackson Miller back in the first after he singled the other way. The 1-0. Strike one on the outside edge. He also grounded out to lead off the third his last time up. 1-1 the count. Robertson deals strike two in there to Fernandez.
Had a ball and 2 strikes. Could waste a pitch, but go right after Fernandez. Get him to chase something.
Staring down Kurzman at second. Now deals that one away. Ball 2. 2-2 count even. Big Red, the big right-hander, Adam Cooper, up in the Bean Ballers bullpen. Chance to make his first appearance since last Sunday in Du Bois County. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Robertson deals. Lofted in the air, left field ranging over, and it's past Schultz. 1 run is in. Getting the wave is Figueroa. The throw to the plate is past Miller. And coming in to score is Figueroa. It's an extra base hit the other way for Juan Fernandez, who's standing on third base. And the Bees now lead 4-1.
Man, that ball is absolutely blistered. Wind did not hang up for that one. And then everyone just kept running. That's really unfortunate for Grayson Robertson. 3 straight hits, 2 of them good pieces of contact, 1 weakly hit ball. Gives up a pair of runs. He'll turn it over to Adam Cooper, but tough outing. Would have liked to get out of the inning with no runs scored. Instead, you're hoping to just take this game to the 5th, down 3.
So after Hamill was caught stealing for out number 2 to empty the bases, a single from Kurzman, a single from Figueroa, and they both come in to score on a triple from Juan Fernandez. So 3 hits. That'll do it for Grayson Robertson on the day. We got a pitching change here at Community Field. The Bees with a runner on third now lead this one 4-1 over your Decatur Bean Ballers. Big Red, Adam Cooper on the mound for the Bean Ballers, relieving Grayson Robertson. He inherits a runner on third, 2-out situation. Cooper has an inflated 12.27 ERA on the season, but just 3 2/3 innings pitched across 3 appearances. Digging in, Lucas Krebs, the second baseman, takes ball 1.
Yeah, Cooper, you're just looking for out number 3. Don't let that run home from third score. Keep this game right where it is, down 3.
Cooper from the stretch. The 1-0, that one in the dirt. Gets behind Jackson Miller and caught up between third was Fernandez, but races back to the bag as it took Miller a second to find where the ball was. But now back-to-back misses low from the big right-hander.
Yeah, Cooper not going to overpower you a whole lot. But he just needs to induce weak contact, stick to the corners of the plate, try and get these Bees hitters to chase, throwing competitive pitches.
The 2-0 from Cooper. Misses downstairs, ball 3 to Krebs.
Walks have been his issue, 5 walks for Cooper through his just 3 2/3 innings recorded.
The 3-0 in the dirt, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk on the first bat Adam Cooper sees. And that'll bring up Kayla Teixeira.
It's hard as a bullpen arm. You get thrust into in the middle of the inning, in the middle of a jam. To immediately have your best stuff. You'd love a clean inning to start with, but Cooper's been brought in, hopefully with his fire extinguisher and his tool belt, and not the can of gasoline.
So now runners at the corners. First pitch to Teixeira, inside fouled off for strike 1. Cooper, a big guy. 6'6", 230, out of Columbus, Ohio. Spent last season at Otterbein University. The next pitch, golfed left side, Farness to Rich for out number 3. So Cooper comes in, gives up a walk, but strands runners at the corners. We go to the 5th inning. The Bean Ballers have some work to do, trailing 4-1 here at Community Field.
Work to be done here for Decatur as we hit the top of the 5th inning. The Bees have scored in each of the last 2 innings and now have opened up a 3-run advantage over Decatur. As Quinn Wilfong will face Jackson Miller, Keegan Farnes, and Carter Rich, 6, 7, 8. Ballers just 2 hits on the day. They're looking to chip away at this disadvantage they face. Jackson Miller tripled and scored the only Bean Ballers run back in the 2nd. First pitch to him outside corner for strike 1 from Wilfong. Wilfong just has 1 strikeout through 4 innings. It's been a lot of weak contact. Also some nice plays made from his defense. 0-1 to Miller. Upstairs, ball and a strike. Defense shaded around to the right to play Miller to pull. Center Miller, Jace Figueroa. It's pretty much in right center field with Kurzman hogging the right field line. Miller's off the hands. Buzzes him but fouls it off.
Bees pitcher buzzes him. But yeah, Figueroa ranging over. I don't blame him. He was beat to his glove side in right center last time out. Wants to make sure to play Miller to pull.
1-2 offering from Wilfong. Cut on and missed. Second strikeout of the day. And the leadoff hitter for the Ballers is retired here in the 5th.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of swings and misses really from either side Through 4 innings, the only strikeout was Matthew Novominski back in the first for either pitching staff, but Miller not quite able to catch up with the high heat.
Keegan Farnes now digs in, takes the first pitch ball. He reached on an error in the second that scored Jackson Miller. It was a little dribbler back to Wilfong, and Wilfong bobbled it, dropped it, lost it, and ultimately couldn't throw Farnes out. As he skies one down the left field line, long run, badge run into foul territory, and he can't get there. And it results as a foul ball, making the count 1-1.
Yeah, that one hung up there for a while. A little surprised nobody could range over to it, but Farnes hitting from the left side against the righty, Wilfong. So I guess fouling something off to the left, way all the way in foul ground over by the Bees bullpen, isn't necessarily the most catchable foul ball.
1-1 offering upstairs. 2 balls and a strike now to the Ballers' second baseman. Drove in a pair of runs last night in the win against Lafayette. Fastball ranges upstairs. 3-1 hitters count now for Farnes. Farnes has had a nice week this week. 3 hits, and now his 4th game played. And he draws the walk. 1 out base runner for the Ballers. Keegan Farnes draws his 6th walk of the season.
Nice piece of hitting there, not expanding the zone, taking a lot of pitches upstairs, takes one inside. He's on for the 2nd time today, a chance to steal more bases.
Now Carter Rich digs in, he grounded out to short as the first pitch from Wilfong gets all the way to the backstop. So Farnes is up to second base on the wild pitch and puts a man in scoring position.
Yeah, Wilfong fell on that delivery. Seems there's an issue with the landing spot on the mound. That's something that Grayson Robertson struggled with on a few pitches as well. A few awkward landings for him, and Wilfong falls to his knees, misses low, and it gets by his catcher, and now a runner in scoring position.
Now it seems like Tyler Nagelbach, pitching coach for Burlington, is going to walk out and just check on his pitcher. He's kind of walking around the mound, circling it as if eyeing his prey, but just making sure everything is all right with Wilfong. Wilfong has now gone the longest of the summer so far. His last time out, back on June the 5th, he went 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 6, didn't walk anybody against the Hoots. But he's gone 4 1/3 here, just 1 run on 2 hits. But he seems to be all right. So Rich digs back into the right-handed batter's box. 1-0 the count. 2-0 now, fastball tails away. Farnes ranging off second. The 2-0 from Wilfong. Breaking ball. Swung through from Rich. 2 balls and a strike now. Rich has hit safely in 4 straight games, but has not had a multi-hit game since against Danville the first Saturday of the year. 2-1, dribbled up the third base line. Bounces foul. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two from Wilfong. Breaking ball. Bounced foul again.
It's a big hole to the right side as Krebs at second is holding Farnes on. If Rich can plug that hole, I think Farnes scores and the Bean Ballers can eat into this 3-run lead for the Bees.
Another 2-2. Chases the breaking ball in the dirt this time. Hamill's got it. He fires it down to first to complete the strikeout. Second strikeout of the inning now for Wilfong.
Yeah, the breaking ball in that at-bat really troubling Rich. Swung 2-0 at a breaking ball. That was outside the zone. This one he chases one in the dirt, comes up empty, and he's out number 2 now. Runner on second, but 2 outs for the Bees.
Brandon Schultz first pitch hacking, but fouls it straight over the netting and behind him. Tried to bunt his way on in his first at-bat against Will Fong, but a nice play made over at third by Rowan Badgeron. Got him by half a step. Varna still at second with 2 outs. The 0-1 didn't want to, but couldn't hold up his swing. 0-2 now on Schultz.
Just uncommitted on the swing, but goes around enough, and now he's in the hole. 0-2 has to protect.
The 0-2 offering from Will Fong. In the dirt. Bounces off the chest of Hamill, and a great read from Keegan Farnes. He moves up the 90 feet, now to third.
Farnes got a great jump as soon as he saw that bounce off of Hamill. And it bounced off of Hamill in the direction of Schultz. So Hamill had to go around Schultz to grab the ball.
Ball and 2 strikes, looped in the air towards center, but ran down by Krebs in shallow center field to retire the side. One man reaches on a walk, but he's left at third for the Bean Ballers. Halfway home here at Community Field. The Ballers still trail by 3, 4-1 against the Burlington Bees. Adam Cooper got the last out of the 4th. He's back out here for the 5th, trying to keep this game right where it is, with his Ballers trailing 4-1, and just waiting to see if the Ballers' bats will wake up or if the road woes will continue. It's Truman, Griessel, Daniel Herzog here along with me. We're definitely hoping the bats wake up and the road woes are ended here in Burlington, but it's been the Bees who have come out and buzzed their way to victory so far through 4 innings. 5, 6, 7, Peltz, Miller, and Hamill. First pitch from Cooper to Troy Peltz is outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Truman, you know what they say about bees is that they can sting you, but once they sting you, they're dead. So it might be wasps or maybe hornets that the Bean Ballers are dealing with today.
1-0 inside, 2-0. Peltz has driven in a pair of runs today. Back in the first, it was on a fielder's choice, and then back in the third, it was an RBI single. He's now got 7 RBIs on the season. The 2-0 went around, 2-1. Peltz playing in his 15th game already here with Burlington. He's played in every game but 2. The 2-1, skied in the air to right. Maldonado ranging back. He looks up, and it's gone. Troy Peltz off the scoreboard. Burlington now up 5-1.
This one absolutely scorched off the bat of Peltz and carries well. We've seen balls sort of die out in left center. This one carries plenty, hits the netting that protects the scoreboard, falls back into the field of play, but a round tripper, long home run off the bat of Troy Peltz, who's having a masterful game so far today.
His first homer of the summer, his 12th hit of the game, 12th hit of the season, excuse me. Gives the Bees a 4-run advantage as Dalton Miller takes the first pitch ball on a pitch that went behind him. Miller 0 for 2. Peltz, who had struggled here in June, just 5 for 27 coming into this one, is 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. 1-0 to Miller, breaking ball inside. 2-0 on the Bees DH. Two offerings in the dirt, 3-0 now. PJ Hamill, the catcher, on deck. Three-0 offering skips into Jackson Miller, and it's a 4-pitch walk after the homer.
Yeah, Cooper sort of just needs to recollect himself. He's given out, now this is his second free pass through the first 4 hitters he's faced. Has gotten a ground out and a home run in the other 2. As Miller out to the mound to have a talk with Cooper, sort of get on the same page, but sort of what we talked about, Truman. This seems like a different team. The Bean Ballers fans go out to Workman Family Field, they see one, then listen to them as they go on the road. It's a completely different team. The Bean Ballers now trailing 5-1, a runner on, nobody out. It's just been a very disappointing team to see on the road.
Dalton Miller walks for the 3rd time. Brings in PJ Hamill, who singled his last time up in the 4th against Grayson Robertson. He takes the first pitch strike from Cooper. Pick over to first, back in time is Miller. PJ Hamill, originally out of Heartland, Wisconsin, hit .352 at McHenry County this past spring, and he takes one off the left shoulder. Back-to-back free passes offered from Big Red. And it's another jam that he'll have to try and escape.
Yeah, he finally got into somewhat of a pitcher's count after giving up the 2-run home run and then a 4-pitch walk to Miller. Get a first pitch strike to Hamill. Goes nowhere, just blasts him in the back. So now 2 on, nobody out. Frustrations continue for Adam Cooper.
Rowan Badron, he got hit by a pitch his first time up, flying out to left, back in the 4th. He lays down a bunt. Cooper's got it. Underhand flips to Snitko, but both runners advance. Now 2nd and 3rd with 1 out for Burlington.
Right fielder number 2, Colt Kurzman.
And that bunt got really far down the first base line before Cooper finally fielded it. A great job done by Badgeron to advance the hitters. The Bees playing some small ball for more runs after already plating 5 through the first 5 innings so far.
Colt Kurzman hit a 2-out single that sparked a 2-run rally in the 4th last inning. First pitch to him off the glove of Miller outside, rolls away for ball 1. It was a nice piece of hitting, ripped one into right field. Against Grayson Robertson, eventually came home to score on the 2-run double from Juan Fernandez. The 1-0 downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. The corners are in for Decatur. Fabriette at 3rd, Snitko at 1st, but Rich and Farnes, the middlemen up the middle, are back. Kurzman has 4 RBIs on the season, trying to add to it. A 2-0 from Big Red. 3-0.
It's now the second time this inning that he's worked a 3-0 count. The third time so far for him today. The other 2 times it was 4-pitch walks. See if he can work his way back into the count before the top of the order.
3-0 is in there all the way, but taking all the way was Colt Kurzman, who struggled to begin the season. Had just 1 hit in May, but since then he's hitting .333 here in June. Now 5 hits since the calendar has flipped. Hitters count for him. Jace Figueroa stands on deck. Upstairs, ball 4. Bases are juiced.
So after the home run from Peltz, the next 4 hitters, only one of them gets out. The other 3 are given free passes by Cooper. This is the second walk of the inning, third of the game for him. He's worked himself into another pickle. Now bases loaded, and it's the top of the order with only 1 out.
Jace Figueroa, 2 for 3 today with a couple of runs scored. Chance to really blow this game open in his home debut. First pitch is taken for a strike at the knees. The 0-1 from Cooper. Outside. Ball and a strike. Figueroa's single last thing was a little nubber that just looped into left field. Out of the reach of Rich, Fabriette, and Schultz. 1-1 offering. Grounded towards short. Rich has it. Goes to second for 1. Farnes over to first. In time for 2. 6-4-3. The Bean Ballers turn a double play. And they get out of the 5th with just the 1 run allowed. The crowd not liking the call from Dane Monroe. But Adam Cooper gets out of it. We're headed to the 6th. Bean Ballers need a rally in them. Down 5-1.
Five to 1 now. The Burlington Bees lead over the Decatur Bean Ballers. Daniel Herzog, Truman Griessel back here with you in Burlington, Iowa at Community Field. And Truman, since the Bean Ballers tied at 1-1, has been 4 runs unanswered. No zeros hung up since that second inning by Bean Ballers pitching. Now top of the order due up for Decatur against Quinn Wilfong, who's been as sure-handed as ever on the mound so far today.
Well, you know, we saw this yesterday. Something interesting of note, the only inning the Bean Ballers have scored, the only inning they've gotten their leadoff man aboard. That was the case last night, and so far the case here today.
So now Misael Maldonado takes a breaking ball for ball 1. Wilfong from the stretch, the 1-0. Upstairs, ball 2 actually nicks off the glove of Hamill, but goes to the backstop. Nobody aboard, though, so no harm, no foul. But last night, the Bean Ballers shut out the top offense in the Prospect League, the Lafayette Aviators. Not a single time did Bean Ballers pitching allow a leadoff runner to reach, as ball 3 upstairs now. Missing upstairs again is Wilfong, but not quite out of it yet here. Still a 5-1 game. And top of the order due up, a 3-0 count to Maldonado. I can't imagine there's a chance he swings at the 3-0. He does not. Takes all the way. It's strike 1 right down the middle. 3-1 now the count to Maldonado. 0 for 2 on the day, a pop out and a fly out.
It's a lefty warming in the bullpen for Burlington. You wonder if this is Wilfong's last hitter.
The 3-1. Fouled off to the right. Count goes full to Maldonado. Possibly wanting the left-on-left matchup for when Matthew Novominski comes to the plate. That might be Burlington's thinking with that.
But the first 3 hitters are 0 for 6 here today.
The full count pitch. Check swing. He goes around on a fastball upstairs. It's another strikeout for the Bean Ballers, the 3rd of the day for Wilfong. And Matthew Novominski now to the plate with 1 away, nobody on here in the top of the 6th.
Right now, 0 for 7 are the Bean Ballers' first 3 hitters. Just really hasn't been their day. They're going to need a rally. Maybe it's just needing to get the bullpen going for the Bees.
First pitch fouled off to the left from Novominski. Novominski 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out his last time up. Struck out the first time in the first inning. 0-1, he's behind in the count. Wilfong deals. Taken downstairs, ball 1. Bean Ballers, again, still only trail by 4. The 1-1 to Novominski upstairs again. Wilfong misses. Now 2-1. Could have been a lot more, though. The bases were loaded with 1 away, and Jace Figueiredo grounded into an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. The 2-1 inside to Novominski. As he backs off the plate, the count now 3-1 to the Bean Ballers center fielder.
3-1 count, a great hitter's count for Novominski. Don't want to chase anything, but if he runs inside, you crush it.
The 3-1 home. Fouled off. Backing out of play into the bleachers. Novominski couldn't quite get the barrel up to that one. And now he's got to fight. The payoff pitch. Taken for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeout starts the inning for Quinn Wilfong. He's up to 4 on the day. And O'Neal Felice to the plate with nobody on, 2 out for the Bean Ballers in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, just not a competitive end to that at-bat from Novominski. Was late on a couple of heaters from Wilfong, who's only sitting low to mid-80s. Late on a couple of heaters, then you just get frozen by a breaking ball, can't fight it off. You're headed back to the dugout.
Felice hit the ball hard his first time, lined out to left, grounded out to short his last time up. First pitch, hacking at it, hits it a ton the other way. Ranging back is the right fielder, and it's over the foul pole. They say foul ball, just hooking foul. Felice thought he might have had his first long ball of the year, but instead it's just a long, loud strike 1.
At 318 right down the line, he put a charge in that, but I think just at the last moment the wind just pushed in. Those are the hard ones where it's like over the foul pole. These foul poles, I mean, I'm not going to say they're not particularly tall, but only about 30 feet high or so.
Now 0-1 the count to Felice. Swings again, fouls this one back behind the screen. 0-2. And that was a ball that Colt Kurzman in right field, certainly you can tell based on his body language, the wind had some effect on it. He was not quite at the pole further into the field of play, reading that one. Breaking ball misses away, 1-2 now the count to Felice. From the stretch, Wilfong deals. Tapped at the plate, foul off of Felice's own foot. Comes up gingerly on that one. Felice exited on Wednesday against the Alton River Dragons after fouling a ball off himself. He's now in the hole. 0-2. That one misses upstairs. Now 2-2 the count to Felice. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Still only 2 hits for the Bean Ballers today. Bases empty here in the top of the 6th. The 2-2 taken downstairs. Ball 3. Count now full to Felice. Nearly had his first long ball of the season, but pushed just foul of the right field pole the other way. The full count pitch. In the dirt, ball 4, and Felice is aboard with 2 outs to bring Jackson Snitko to the plate for the Bean Ballers.
Now you get Snitko up, who he's seen Wilfong twice, and he's hit him well twice. A walk his first time up, and then a single his second time up, and this might be it for Wilfong as out of the dugout for Burlington comes manager Owen Orakovich to get the ball from Wilfong. He's frustrated. He wanted 6 innings of 1-run baseball, but he'll exit, I'm sure, to a standing ovation.
So that'll do it today for Quinn Wilfong. 5 2/3. He leaves a runner on first base with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. We've got a pitching change here at Community Field. The Bean Ballers hoping to mount a 2-out rally, trailing 5-1 to the Burlington Bees. Talon Jennings, the new lefty on the mound for the Bees. He inherits O'Neal Felice, who drew a 2-out walk against Quinn Wilfong, was the last hitter Wilfong faced, and flips around Jackson Snitko, now hitting from the right side, the switch hitter against the lefty. First pitch in there for a strike.
And the lefty struggled up to this point this summer. His 3rd appearance, but his first since June the 4th when he gave up 5 runs on 5 hits in just a third of an inning against the Quincy Doggy Paddlers. A 20.25 ERA in his 4 innings.
The 0-1, that one in the dirt. Inside ball 1, Jennings to Snitko. The Bean Ballers just 2 hits today. One of them belongs to Snitko his last time up. Lined a single to right. Lines this one over the head of a leaping shortstop Fernandez. It's into left with the first Bean Ballers hit of the inning, the first since the 4th, and the second of the day for Jackson Snitko, who's now reached 3 times. Now 2 on for the Bean Ballers with 2 outs, and the batter Moises Febriette to the plate.
Yeah, it's good to see Jackson Snitko return to the form that we saw him early in the season, tallying a lot of hits. There's a reason why he's their leading hitter make it back-to-back games, a multi-hit effort. And now you put 2 on. February's got some juice. It's just about keeping that line moving. Just chip away 1-2 runs here in this inning, 2-out rally.
First pitch from Jennings, swung on and missed from February. Jennings hugging the third base side of the rubber. He comes set, peeks at Felice, now deals. Lined, a tough hop, but fielded off the chest of the third baseman, Rowan Badgeron. He takes it to the third base bag for out number 3. So the Bean Ballers get 2 aboard with 2 outs, but strand them both on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Burlington Bees still lead the Bean Ballers 5-1 here at Community Field. Five to 1 in favor of the Burlington Bees here in Burlington, Iowa. Adam Cooper still on the mound for the Bean Ballers. He worked the last inning and a third for the boys in green. The guys from Soy City ran into some trouble last time out after giving out a walk and then getting the final out of the 4th. Give the leadoff home run to Troy Peltz and then loaded the bases, but a 6-4-3 double play put an end to that love story back in the 5th. Deals a first pitch in the dirt, ball 1 to Juan Fernandez.
And Fernandez really had the back-breaking hit in the 4th. It seemed like Grayson Robertson was going to get out of it, 2-1. Got the first 2 outs, but then 3 consecutive hits, and Fernandez's booming double.
Next pitch misses upstairs to Fernandez, now 2-0. That hit put the Bees up 3. Now they lead by 4 after the home run from Peltz last inning. Missing now 3-0. Again the count to Fernandez. It's been multiple 3-0 counts for Cooper today. All 3 have led to walks. The 3-0 home misses away again. Ball 4. Right-hander Daniel Ruiz is up and throwing in the Bean Ballers bullpen. And now Lucas Krebs to the plate. 1 for 1 with a run and a pair of walks today. Also a stolen base. So he's been on base aplenty so far. Was the first hitter Cooper faced, walked, and then Kayla Teixeira grounded out to end the 4th inning. Taking ball 1 is Krebs.
Yeah, the command just hasn't been there for Big Red today. It's a sinker-splitter combination. The sinkers just run too much. Hasn't been competitive.
Pickoff throw to first. Back in time is Fernandez.
Again, the name of the game is get outs. Really doesn't matter how you get them. Just get 3 before the opponent can score a run. That's what he needs to do here. Keep it right here at a 4-run deficit.
Another throwback. Fernandez back in time again. But 5 straight misses already Cooper has to start the 6th. Fernandez dancing off of first. Cooper deals. Inside, it brushes Krebs, and he's aboard for the 4th time today, this time via a hit by pitch. So now 2 aboard, nobody out, and Kayla Teixeira up to the plate for the Bees.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to get Krebs out. 3rd time he's reached on a free pass, and feels like today has just been another game where the opponent the Bean Ballers have faced have wanted it more, and they've capitalized more on the mistakes that the Bean Ballers have given them, where they have played more clean, fundamental baseball. I mean, just 3 walks the Bean Ballers have drawn offensively. It's been a lot of strikes being thrown from Will Fong and then Talon Jennings at the end of the 6th, where the Bean Ballers' strikes have been hard to come by at points. And it's been a lot of 2-0, 3-1 counts, and those are hard as a pitcher. When you're playing to the hitter's advantage and not letting the hitter get dictated by your terms, it's hard.
Cooper staring down Fernandez, deals. Teixeira shows bunt, bunts it foul for strike 1. Kyla Teixeira, the first baseman for the Burlington Bees. 0 for 2 today, was hit by a pitch his first time up, but then a line out in the 3rd, a ground out in the 4th. Looking for his first hit on the day. Came in hitting .243. But 5 of his 9 hits have been for extra bases. The 0-1 from Cooper. Taken upstairs, 1-1.
Yeah, we saw this last inning. Burlington elected to go with the sack bunt after Cooper put 2 runners on via a free pass. Couldn't get any home, though. Seems like they're going to let Teixeira swing away.
Pick back throw. Fernandez back to the bag with plenty of time. A 1-1 count. Runners on first and second after Fernandez walked and Krebs was hit by a pitch. Kayla Teixeira at the plate. Cooper deals. Taken for strike 2 on the outside corner. No action in the Bees bullpen, so it seems Jennings, after getting the final out of the 6th, might have at least the start of the 7th. Cooper peeking back at Fernandez, deals home. That one hits Teixeira. It's back-to-back hit by pitches. The bases are now juiced after 3 free passes to start the 6th inning from Adam Cooper. And to the plate is Troy Peltz with nobody out. Peltz went yard his last time up.
Yeah, and those are the counts you just can't have that happen. And I mean, 1 and 2, you're finally throwing strikes, and then you just drill a guy right in the back. It's been unfortunate pitching here today for the Bean Ballers, and Cooper exits. Finally get to see Daniel Ruiz, who's back and healthy, hopefully. But it seems like they're going to be entering the 7th down by more than just 4, but you'll hope Ruiz has brought his fire extinguisher, because I would say the guys that have been run out of the bullpen thus far have brought more kindling wood.
So now Ruiz will have to work to pull a rabbit out of a hat as he appears for the Bean Ballers today. Ruiz on the season so far has a 4.91 ERA through 7 1/3 innings, but it's been a while since he appeared. As Ruiz warms up, I'll take you around the Prospect League. You have a few results that have gone final, several games in progress. The final in 7 innings, the Kokomo Creek Chubs run rule the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp 13-0 at home. Meanwhile, over in Pennsylvania, the Johnstown Mill Rats ahead of the Champion City Half Tracks, 13-4, top of the 9th. Last chance for the Half Tracks there. Bottom 7, low-scoring affair. The Terre Haute Rex lead the Lafayette Aviators 3-1. Meanwhile, also low-scoring, the Du Bois County Bombers leading at home 1-0 against the Cape Catfish. 2-0, the Quincy Doggy Paddlers winning at home against the Alton River Dragons in the top of the 3rd. A rain delay has delayed the beginning of the Chillicothe Paints battle with the Normal Corn Belters. Meanwhile, later tonight we'll see a makeup from June 13th between the Jackson Rockabillies and the Thrillville Thrillbillies at 6, and then again at 8 it'll be a doubleheader, 7-inning games in both of those, and then also first pitch at 6:35, the Clinton Lumber Kings visit the O'Fallon Hoots. So Truman, I showed you this last night, but apparently last night's matchup between the Du Bois County Bombers and the Cape Catfish was jorts night, as every player was wearing their standard uniform, but instead of pants, they were all wearing jean shorts. What were your thoughts on that? Are you a jorts guy?
Personally, no. But I think it's cool in baseball when you have those promotional events. The Jorts Classic. I mean, probably hurts to slide in, but I think it's a cool promotion. Get the fans engaged, and just a way to fan entertainment. Because at the end of the day, baseball is an entertainment business.
So now Ruiz has warmed up. The first pitch to Peltz, taken upstairs for ball 1. For Peltz today, he's been a thorn in the Bean Ballers' side. A RBI force out his first time up, then an RBI single in the third, and a solo home run off the scoreboard to lead off the 5th. He now has the bases loaded, nobody out, ahead 1-0 in the count. Ruiz deals, check swing. They say he offers at it, called strike nonetheless for strike 1. Although, if you're Ruiz, you got to be careful. Had a check swing on the pitch before his home run from Cooper. 1-1 now the count. Ruiz deals. Fouls it off himself. 1-2 now the count to Peltz.
Yeah, he was trying to go yard with that swing, and Ruiz is looking for the strikeout. That would help him. The strikeout or an infield pop-up. Anything else probably drives in a run.
So 1-2. Ruiz ahead of Peltz. Bases juiced. Nobody out. The 1-2. Breaking ball. Backdoor just off the outside edge. Count now even 2-2.
Yeah, it's a looping curveball from Ruiz. Just missed the plate, or, just a little high, but that pitch looked great. James Dixon, our home plate umpire, says ball.
Bases juiced. The 2-2. Another breaking ball. That one fouled back and out of play. So we'll do it again. Still 2-2 the count to Peltz. Now for Bean Ballers pitching today, they've been on the struggle bus. So far 9 hits given up to Burlington, a slew of free passes, including 3 to start this inning out from Adam Cooper. Now the bases juiced as Ruiz enters. The 2-2 home. Swing and a miss. Peltz chases a high fastball, and it's the first strikeout for any Bees hitter today. The first out for Ruiz. Bases still loaded, but nobody comes in to score. Now Dalton Miller to the plate for Burlington.
Well, isn't that funny? I think we said this Wednesday against Alton. At that point, Alton had been the team that had struck out the most in the Prospect League. Well, the Bees came in today with the most strikeouts in the Prospect League, and just the first time they've gone down on strikes, 1 out in the 6th.
So now Dalton Miller to the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk. Breaking ball looped out to center, ranging back and making the catch is Novominski. A run will come in to score. Fernandez scores. Krebs moves up to third. Now runners at the corners, 2 outs, and another run in for the Bees, who lead this one 6-1 now in the bottom of the 6th inning. This one took Novominski plenty deep, back nearly to the warning track. And now 5-run unanswered for the home Bees today. Pickoff throw. Teixeira back in time at first. Hamels 1 for 2 today, was caught stealing second, also hit by a pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. The 0-1. Taken on the outside corner, strike 2. There haven't been a lot of wins today if you're the Bean Ballers, but should Ruiz get this final out without allowing another run, I would consider that a win. Breaking ball called, strike 3, he does. Ruiz inherits the bases loaded, gets all 3 outs with only allowing 1 run. We go to the 7th inning, but the Bean Ballers still trail here. Now 6-1 behind the Burlington Bees. Top of the 7th here at Burlington. The Bees all over the Bean Ballers so far, 6-1. Burlington has scored in each of the last 4 innings. Meanwhile, Decatur's been scoreless each of the last 4 innings. Jackson Miller, the catcher, now to the plate. 6-7-8 due up for Decatur. A big cut and a miss. The first pitch from Jennings, the lefty, still on the mound. Already back on the mound, a quick worker. Got the final out after giving up a single back in the 6th. The 0-1, taken on the outside corner, strike 2.
Some could say he's a busy bee.
Yeah, the Bees have been busy today, both on the mound and on the base paths. 6-1, looking to go 4-2 at home on the season. That one grounded sharply to short. Grass slows it down, but not enough as Fernandez fields it and tosses to Teixeira for out number 1. So out number 1, Miller grounds out. Keegan Farnes now to the plate. 0 for 1 today, reached on an error and walked. He has stolen a base. First pitch in there on the corner for strike 1. Jennings again. The 0-1. Same spot, same result, strike 2.
Yeah, you know, it can sometimes be hard for a pitcher that hasn't pitched in a while like Jennings, but he's coming and he's just throwing strikes, challenging these Bean Baller hitters.
The 0-2 grounded the other way, fielded at third, a long throw in time to get Farnes by half a step. A nice play made at third base by Rowan Badgerson.
You know, again, Daniel, I've said this before on broadcasts, and I will say it once more. You know, there's a reason I'm in the broadcast booth, and the umpires have a hard job. And I am a guy, though, who does believe in makeup calls, and Farnes was a step past the bag when he was called out.
Grounded sharply up the middle, ranging over and making the play as Fernandez throws to first. That one not in time, possibly a makeup of the makeup call, but Carter Rich is aboard with an infield single.
Yeah, now for Rich, he's now hit in 5 consecutive games. Doesn't need to be pretty, but, I mean, it's a base runner nonetheless.
Rich aboard with 2 outs, the second inning in a row. The Bean Ballers get a 2-out single. Now Brandon Schultz hacks at the first pitch, fouls it back for strike 1. Schultz still in search of his first hit with the Bean Ballers. Hitless through now 13 at-bats. Takes ball one. Today, a bunt ground out, nearly beat out. Another nice play made by Badgeron at third with that one, and then a soft line drive as he lines this one into right. Under it and making the catch is Kurzman, the right fielder, for out number 3. So the Bean Ballers get a 2-out single from Rich, but don't score. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Bees firmly in control, leading this one 6-1.
Number 14, Roland Badgeron.
Bottom of the 7th. The Burlington Bees still on top of the Decatur Bean Ballers 6-1 in this one. It's been all zeros for Decatur on the scoreboard since their one run back in the second inning. And since the second, Burlington put up 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. Now Daniel Ruiz on for his second inning of work. A swing and a miss from Rowan Badgeron, the third baseman. Badgeron today 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch his last time up. Or rather, his first time up and then stole a base. The 0-1 from Ruiz. Outside corner for strike 2. Ruiz inherited the bases loaded, no outs, after Adam Cooper left the game for the Bean Ballers, and then went strikeout, sac fly, strikeout, only allowing 1 run to score in the 6th. The 0-2 lifted on the air in the infield. Calling it is Fabriette, who makes the play for out number 1.
Yeah, and to have Ruiz back and hopefully healthy and pitching well is a great sign for Decatur because they're pitching short-staffed. I mean, today was a bullpen game. But if you can have him back, be reliable in the back end of that bullpen, it's a great sight to see. I'd imagine maybe we'll see Noah Chapo later tonight, if need be, or Ruiz just gets the final couple of innings.
So Ruiz deals a first pitch strike to Colt Kurzman. Kurzman 1 for 2, singled and scored a run back in the 4th, also walked in the 5th. 0-1, Ruiz ahead in the count. The 0-1, lifted foul and out of play off to the left. Ruiz, kick and deal the 0-2. High fastball lined out to center field. Maldonado ranging over and making the catch. As Maldonado has moved over to center, Trevor Geiss taking over in right field, and Matthew Novominski has left the game for the Bean Ballers. But 2 outs now, bases empty, top of the order. Jace Figueroa up to the plate for the Bees. Kick and deal, the first pitch fouled off to the left, out of play. Figueroa today, 2 for 4. A pair of singles and 2 runs scored, but grounded into a double play his last time up. The 0-1, fouled off to the left behind a fastball again. 0-2 now the count.
Ballers looking for their first 1, 2, 3 innings of pitching staff. Probably just jinxed them. But hey, 1 strike away.
Truman does have that ability, as we've seen these last few days. The 0-2 home. Offered at, grounded left side. Febriette tosses over to Snitko in time for out number 3. The Bees go 1, 2, 3. They put up a 0 for the first time since the second inning. We go to the 8th inning. Bean Ballers down to their final 6 outs, still trailing 6-1 here at Community Field.
Bean Ballers down to their final 6 outs, still trailing by 5 runs, 6-1 to the Burlington Bees in this interleague matchup in the Prospect League. And, well, you know, the Bees, Daniel, it reminds me of one of my favorite broadcasting memories thus far in my young career. It actually happened this past spring. Calling a Linwood softball game, doubleheader, so it's the second game of the day. And, well, we start clean first inning, or clean first batter of the first inning as Misael Maldonado digs in. First pitch from Talon Jennings outside. And, well, that batter's retired, and then all of a sudden, these tiny little bugs fly onto the field in a swarm. Find out they're bees. So everyone kind of runs away from the field. It's now 2-0. Jennings bounces one in there. And everyone scatters the field, and the bees fly away, and we're like, all right, everything's good. Play the first inning, nothing. Second inning, they come back.
Ooh.
And then they settle. They land on the outfield fence in center field.
Oh, no.
2-0's in there for a strike. They land in center field on the fence, and this is a more that rubbery chainmail fence, like, you know, that talking about that kind of texture, but it has, you know, a cover on top of it. It's the 2-1 inside corner, 2-2. And, well, they just sat there. They weren't harming anybody. Maintenance did try to put them in a bucket. That didn't work. They got stung. And eventually the game had to be postponed to the next day.
Wow.
Because they had to get an actual beekeeper out to dispose of the bees. The 2-2 high and away, full count to Misael Maldonado.
Okay.
Well, and because, you know, they couldn't also just kill the bees, because apparently in Missouri, honeybees are protected creatures. It's a payoff pitch from Talon Jennings. Cut on a miss from Maldonado. He strikes out for the second time, and he's 0 for 4 today. But, yeah, that's what I will always remember when dealing with bees is the softball game at Lindenwood that one year that got postponed the next day.
Well, I think that's absolutely the right call. I am absolutely not one to mess with bees. I feel like with people, when you ask them, because that used to be a question I would ask people a lot with how many times have you been stung by a bee? Have you been stung by a bee before? It's always like either never, once or twice, or a slew of times. And I feel like, I don't know, with me, I remember the first time I was ever stung by a bee. I was at one of my older brother's cross-country meets, and I was climbing a tree that, so it was more of like a stump. It had a little bit, maybe 10 feet tall. It was just bark that was peeling off. I was trying to climb it, and all of a sudden, I get stung on the ankle. And it just hurt. I didn't even see the bee, but obviously I was probably 5 or 6 at the time, so I imagine there were some tears because of it.
Trevor Geist, who came in as a defensive substitution for Matthew Novominski, count as 1-1, fouled off the last offering from Talon Jennings, who's working quickly, and it's 1-2. Yeah, it's one of those things. I myself, at least in my memory, don't recall ever getting stung by a bee, but my mom certainly has a story when she was pregnant with me. Got stung plenty of times on her belly.
Oh, boy.
And that's how I turned out. Just
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, bees are more docile creatures, and I throw the term docile around loosely. And it's a 2-2 inside corner. Strikes out Trevor Geist, looking back-to-back Ks for Talon Jennings to start the 8th. I mean, because I feel like they are the creatures that they're not angry creatures. They are creatures that want to be kept to themselves, and if you mess with them or mess with their home, then they will attack you. Where I feel like wasps, hornets, those types of creatures, those are angry creatures that will just sting you and just sting you and find you.
Absolutely.
As O'Neal Feliz takes ball low below the zone. And, well, if anything is proved right today, the Burlington Bees have protected their hive. Up 6-1. And I think it just shows to go. I mean, we were talking pregame. I mean, it is easier to win at home. It's hard to win on the road. It's now a ball and a strike to Feliz. Fastball outside corner. It's hard to win on the road, but just how different the Bean Ballers look at home versus on the road. They got to get it figured out. Feliz rips one into left field. It lines down for a hit. First hit of the day for O'Neal, and it's a 2-out knock.
This one sharply hit pull side. Feliz not intimidated by Jennings, who, when Feliz was up to the plate, sort of just walking up behind the umpire to the batter's box. Jennings was already in his motion, not pitching yet, but he was already set to start his windup looking at the plate.
Jackson Snitko takes a called strike. A favorable call from our home plate umpire, James Dixon.
Yeah, Feliz
in my opinion.
Feliz was frustrated with the call. It seems both teams have been a little frustrated so far today, but nonetheless, the Bean Ballers are responsible for the outcome so far, more than the umpires, I would say.
Snitko has been retired today. He's 2 for 2. He's also drawn a walk. Feliz's hit, just the 5th hit of the day for Decatur, but it extended his hitting streak now to 7 games. They still trail by 5. 0-2 to Snitko. Upstairs. And let's be honest, bees produce honey. Honey is very good.
Absolutely.
I like it on some bread.
Yeah.
Ever had it with some banana? The tropical smoothie, breakfast, banana, granola, honey, flatbread is very good.
Can't say I have.
Snitko rolls one over to short. Fernandez goes the short way to Krebs. And our bee discussion is over. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th. The Buzzards still up 6-1. Left-handed arm, Noah Shapo out of Denison College takes over for Decatur here in the bottom of the 8th. We saw him make his Bean Ballers debut on Friday in the Duel on I-72, the sequel. And unfortunately, he got the loss, gave up the walk-off hit in that one. Got 2 outs, seemed to get strike 3, didn't get the call before giving up. He gave up 1 run on 3 hits, struck out a pair, only walked 1. But he'll look to work a clean 8th inning here as the Bean Ballers trail by 5 runs to the Burlington Bees in the final game of Week 3 of this Prospect League season. Ballers trying to avoid their 10th loss. Meanwhile, the Bees looking for their 7th win. It'll be 2-3-4 Fernandez, Krebs, and Teixeira in a game that's been all Bees. They scored first. Ballers responded in the second, but then it's been 5 unanswered from Burlington. But hey, it's another thin crowd out there today, Daniel. I'm not seeing a fat lady singing yet. Juan Fernandez digs in. 2 for 3 today. He grounds one first pitch, snared by Febriette. 1 down.
Yeah, nope. Nice play there at the hot corner by Febriette. This one comes at him fast. Takes a little bit of a hop at the end. Flips the glove at it, fields it, and tosses a strike to Snitko for out number 1.
Now digs in Lucas Krebs. He is yet to be retired. He's scored a run, walked twice. Chapo's first pitch in for a strike. His 1 hit was the at-bat. He came around to score. Back in the 3rd. Got a 1-out single, advanced to second on a wild pitch, and scored on a Troy Pelt single. The 0-1 grounded sharply up the middle. Nice glove from Carter Rich. And it's 2 batters, 2 groundouts from Noah Shapo.
Yeah, I guess the silver lining with this, Truman, we talked about how the Bean Ballers defense has been lackadaisical this week. No errors on the scoreboard for Decatur. Now back-to-back nice plays, dealing with difficult hops from Febriette and Rich on the left side of the infield.
Keila Teixeira digs in. He's reached base twice, both times getting hit by a pitch. Takes the first pitch curveball in for a strike. And to your point, Daniel, one thing I've heard Gabe Arroyo, John Toney, Pete Romero talk, the Decatur Bean Ballers coaches, is if you can do 2 of the 3 things well in a baseball game, those 3 things being hitting, pitching, and fielding, backdoor breaking ball outside. If you can do 2 of those 3 things well, that gives you your best chance to win. Well, Bean Ballers have done one of those things very well today, fielding the ball. Unfortunately, pitching has not been good, and the hitters have been very quiet. 1-1, hit into deep center. Maldonado ranges back, and he's got it to make the grab and retire the side. 1-2-3, Noah Shapo works his first clean inning in a Ballers uniform. Last chance for Decatur. What do they got? Top of the 9th. Next, here on the official YouTube channel for your Decatur Bean Ballers. Ballers will be back at Workman Family Baseball Field Tuesday and Wednesday. So they've got 4 home games this upcoming week. Tuesday and Wednesday are against the Jackson Rockabillys, more interleague play. And before on Thursday, they travel back up to Terre Haute, looking to get revenge on the Rex. Before back home Friday and Saturday, under the lights, against the Danville Dans and then the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp. Let's hope the Pistol Shrimp don't bring their guns to that matchup before next Sunday. They're back in Alton against the River Dragons. Had a chance, and they still do, to come away from Week 3 here in the Prospect League with a winning record, 2-2 so far. but they trail by 5. 6-1, and Talon Jennings has been cruising here. Top of the 9th, last chance for the Bean Ballers. Fabriette, Miller, and Farnes. First pitch outside from the lefty Jennings. He's given up 1 hit in each of his 3 innings up to this point. It's a half swing from Fabriette, strike 1.
Well, Truman, I got good news for you. Pistol shrimp are called pistol shrimp because they snap their disproportionately massive claw so fast that it creates a gunshot shockwave of water. So they're not. They don't.
Well, hold
actually
on. I don't
have,
want them bringing that to
I
the
know
ball.
that. Well, that can be intimidating. It's not an actual pistol.
The 1-2 is cut on a miss from Fabriette. Bees 2 outs away. Yeah, hey, that sounds dangerous too. I mean, well, also disproportionately sized claws. I mean, that must suck to drag around almost. I mean, you have bigger claws than the rest of you, but hey, they get it done. Their population's booming. Wonder how tasty they are from normal shrimp. Have you had crawfish? That brings up a point. Have you had crawfish?
I'm personally not a seafood guy.
Any seafood. First pitch
Pretty
ball
much,
to Jackson Miller.
Seaweed sometimes if it's like seasoned enough, maybe, but that's about it.
Really?
Honestly, really.
I mean,
yeah.
that's like no salmon, no shrimp.
No.
You know,
no fish.
over spring,
Absolutely no fish.
I found out I'm not a whitefish person.
Hmm.
I don't like whitefish, but salmon, I will smack down with some salmon.
Okay.
And then recently over spring break this past school year, went to New Orleans, had crawfish for the first time.
Okay.
Miller takes the first pitch strike, or strike 1, count as 1-1. Crawfish, very good. It's just a lot of work for not a little reward. We got the actual crawfish, so I mean it's the full body of the creature. Miller lines one to right. Kurzman back a few steps, and the Ballers are down to their last out. But yeah, crawfish, very good. It's just I wish, you know, I mean there probably are places that sell it, but crawfish, if I could just get a bowl of it or just a plate of it, like without having to break the head off, suck the guts and the meat out from the body, and then, you know, it's just a lot of work. Last chance for the Bean Ballers is Keegan Farnes.
I feel like that's true for a lot of things because I'm certainly not cooking for myself, so I just want small portions, and it's kind of hard to get small portions of food that's really good.
Takes a pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 1 from Jennings. I mean, well, smaller portions are usually good because, I mean, if you get too big of a portion, it's kind of like gluttony. You know, they say the first bite or the first donut is never as good as the second. But, hey, more power to you for trying to make smaller portions for yourself. Ballers are down to their final strike. 1-2. The lefty Jennings and the lefty Farnes. Crowd on their feet. And he fires. Barely misses outside. Ballers are still alive for another pitch. But no fish.
Not really, no.
I would also like to bring the point, seaweed's not a fish.
Seafood, I said.
Okay, so my bad. Seafood. Okay, it is a sea-dwelling plant. Well, we debate that. 2-2 outside corner. Farnes strikes out looking. Ballers are done. 6-1 your final. Grayson Robertson takes the loss, his first of the season. Quinn Wilfong gets his second win, goes 5 2/3 strong innings, 1 run on 2 hits, strikes out 5. Talon Jennings goes the final 3 1/3, gets his first save. And the Ballers fall to 7-10 on the year and fall to 1-7 on the road. Tough game. Tough game for the Ballers. Not their best. Not their best performance by any means. I think all guys in that dugout would tell you that. A frustrating performance nonetheless. But, again, for now, that's still the beauty of baseball. You get the chance to play again on Tuesday. You got 6 more games next week. 6 winnable games next week. I mean, the Rockabillys, 2 games against a very talented ball club. But then you get the Rex, who are the bottom dwellers in the Central Division. Then you get the Dans, who are struggling as of late. And the Pistol Shrimp. And then the Alton River Dragons, who are struggling here in this Western Conference. So a 5-1 week or a 4-2 week could very much be on the table for Decatur, and they need it because, again, you know, the beauty of the Prospect League is is a first half by second half league. But if you fall too far if you have a very bad half, and the same team wins both halves, the second spot in the playoffs for the divisional round goes to the second place finisher. You got to start winning some games if you are Decatur, and it starts next week.
Absolutely, and especially with 4 games at home, you really need to take advantage of your opportunities because it's a very front-loaded schedule at Workman Family Baseball Field. A lot of road games to end it for the Bean Ballers, and the way they've been playing baseball on the road certainly would not cut it. If you're trying to make those playoffs, got to make a push late here in the first half before you get a lot of road games in the second half. But clearly just doesn't seem like the same team we saw last night. Last night against the top offense and really pitching staff. Pitching-wise, there weren't a lot of free passes handed out. Getting each of the 9 leadoff hitters out for every inning. Not the case tonight. Several free passes handed out, and the offense just too much of a hole dug by the pitching staff for the Bean Ballers offense to get out of.
I think that's the frustrating thing, too. Last point is they really only have 3 starters. Nate Trimble, Manuel Toro, and Parker Phyllis. And so it's going to be, you're going to have, until you get more pitching in the building, more bullpen games, at least probably 2 per week. And those can't be the games that you're just like, all right, we're going to mail it in today. Like, those got to be the games I feel like you got to go after too harder and know, hey, our pitching's not as strong, but the bats got to come alive. And they got it done on Tuesday. But today was just kind of a no-show from the bats. Got challenged, got beat, couldn't put anything together. And again, all credit to Burlington. Fantastic job on the mound from both Quinn Wilfong and Talon Jennings. So credit to them. They deserved it. Bees get it done, but back at it Tuesday under the lights at Workman Family Field. So that'll do it. My fantastic broadcast partner, Daniel Herzog. I've been Truman Griessel saying so long from Community Field here in Burlington, Iowa. Your Decatur Bean Ballers fall 6-1 to the Bees. You can find more live streams archived on the Decatur